Hey guys, we're back. It's Chris again from Chicopee Alpine Racing Volunteers with our ski tuning videos. And so we've got the ski prepped and we've done the edges, and now we're set to put the wax on. So before we put the wax on, we'll just talk very briefly about wax. Wax can be very confusing. Once again, we're gearing these videos and this instruction stuff to U10, U12. So basically there's three things you need to know about wax, or three different types of wax that you have, and it all depends on the temperature of the snow or the air temperature you can use. So if you can see on this particular package, we've got yellow, red, and green. So this company Q, this is their wax, and so the yellow wax is usually for warmer snow. So this gives you the temperature range here. It says -5 or warmer. The red wax is for not really cold snow, from -5 to -9. And the green wax, some companies it's blue, it's for -9 or colder. So those are three different types. There's another company here, Swix. Swix, they make a lot of great waxes, a whole line of waxes. So this particular one here, the temperature range is from -2 to -8, and it also tells you what temperature your iron should be at. This one here says the iron should be at 135 degrees. So if you don't have that information on the wax, you set your iron to a lower temperature, as low as you think it needs to be to melt the wax onto the ski. And if it's not melting the wax, you just gradually turn it up. If the wax begins to smoke, then you know you've got it too high and you have to turn it down. You have to wait a bit too for the iron to turn on. Just turn the dial down and start waxing. Turn it down, leave it for about 5 minutes, let it cool down, and then start again. So we've got our ski all set up in the vise. We've decided which wax we're going to use, and we've got our iron. So, oh, hang on, one more thing, folks. Forgot my gloves. Put my safety gloves on. So my gloves are on. I'm not going to get a cut, but I could get a burn. So I got my gloves on for that. And the way we do the wax, you sort of hold the iron on an angle like this with one tip sort of pointing down. That way the wax will drip off the iron nicely onto the base of the ski. So hold it here like this, and you see it starting to drip. You want a nice little bead like that. Okay, all the way down to the tip. As you go around the tip a little bit for a little extra wax. And then there's a nice bead coming off there, down the other side of the ski, and to the end. When the wax gets small, be careful because you can push it right into the base of the wax and then you'll really burn your hand. Okay, so we've got the wax on the ski like that. That's not bad. I think I need some more here. There's only just a couple drops there, so I'm going to put some more wax on that. It's always better to have too much than too little. Okay, that's better. It's looking good. So now we take the wax, or the iron from tip to tail. We start here. Okay, very important point here is you never let the iron sit on the ski in one place. Like I would never leave the iron like that. Okay, so if you're waxing skis and the phone rings, you take the iron off the ski and go upstairs and answer the phone. If you're to leave it on the ski, you're going to ruin your ski. So the iron should always be moving on the ski. Now you can see the speed at which you move the iron. If you can see, I'm going to do it again. I'm doing this in the wrong direction. I want you to try and get, if you can see where it's wet, and then it just dries about maybe 3 or 4 inches behind the ski. And that's what you want to see. The whole surface should be wet, and into the ski like that. So once more from back, from the tip to the tail. Make sure it's all nice and melted. And that's it. Okay, so that's done. And then the important thing now is to take the ski out of the vise because it's hot. So you take that out. You don't want to leave the ski in there because the ski has now been heated up from the iron. You don't want it being restricted by the vise, so take it out and then you let it cool.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And so we're just almost at the end of our videos. This one we're going to be, we've checked the ski over. We've talked about tools. We've talked about how to do the edges. We just showed you how to put the wax on. Now we're going to show you how to scrape the wax off. The first tool I'm going to use on my scraper, if you can see here, Sean, if you want to bring the camera up, it's just a little notch that's in the side of that scraping tool. And we use that to take the wax off the edges. So I usually do this is the first thing I do. I take the edge, a little notch there, and I roll it down. You can see the wax coming off the edge there. And that gets the wax off the steel edge of the ski and also the sidewall of it. So I run that back and forth a couple times and take the wax. I got to get around the vise there. That's okay. And then like that. Okay. Okay, the next tool I'm going to use, I could use the scraper again, but I'm going to use my special Steve Carney wax scraper. We gave these out at Carve years ago, and this is the best scraper ever. Nice thick plexiglass, very sharp edges. Main thing about your scrapers, it has to be sharp. So tip to tail again, we start here. A couple ways to do it. You can do it this way, scrape the wax off. You can do it this way. Oh, and it just came out of our clamp there. And that happens sometimes, so you just got to put her back in the vise. Push her down. Once again, you don't want to squeeze too hard because you don't want to damage. I've got it on the toe piece here, or the toe plate, or the sidewall. So I think that's good. And scrape again. And it's kind of surprising because you don't leave very much wax on the ski. Most of the wax that you don't see, it's in the pores of the base itself. So you're gonna think all this wax you're paid for just kind of scraping on the floor, but the wax that's going to do you a favor is embedded in the ski itself. That's why we hot wax it, because it melts it into the pores of the ski base. Racing skis are a little different. They're made with softer base material than normal skis, and the reason why that is because it absorbs more wax. So it's often, coaches will tell you that the more often you wax your skis, the faster they'll become. Okay, so that's pretty good. I could keep scraping more, but I think you get the idea how that works. Now when that's done, you can take a nylon brush. That just opens up the pores a bit more. And then scrape it again with your scraper. And the last little touch I haven't got it here. Where's my horsehair brush? There it is there. Got a horsehair brush. You don't have to have one of those. But it makes for a nice, smooth, clean finish on the base of your ski. So we take the ski out and repeat the same procedure on your other ski. Take off your strap. And then before you put your skis away, you're going to put them together. And we always use 2 or 3 straps. Straps right here. Make sure you use your straps. Okay, on the bottom of your ski like that. Okay, and keep the edges from hitting each other.